For those of you that might be guests with us, here at Trinity, before we get into the sermon, we have a Worldview segment. We do a Worldview segment because we believe today more than ever Christians need to be informed about what's happening in the world so you can know how to pray, so that through that prayer you can be empowered to act. So every week before we open the Word, we confront the world because we believe silence is not just neutrality, it is surrender. So this Worldview segment is going to test how much truth you can handle. I'm just warning you. Because today's subject is so absurd, so outrageous, it should offend every ounce of common sense that you've got. However, I'm laying the groundwork because in my classic service, a couple got up and walked out. I'm just letting you know in advance. So here we go. I've titled this Worldview segment, The Bathroom Sign That Broke Biology. So this past weekend, I had an opportunity to support a pastor friend of mine who's on a 4-week sabbatical to preach in his church. First time, it was an honor. Puyallup, Washington, right outside of Tacoma. And there were a lot of firsts on this trip for Gloria and I. We flew into the SeaTac, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, and it's the first airport I've ever seen, and I've traveled all over the world, from Miami to Madras, India, where they have what's called all-people restrooms. So Gloria and I actually were able to go into a co-ed bathroom together for the very first time. It was a neat experience, I guess, in some strange way. Men and women mingling in the bathroom together. Now, granted, they did have private stalls, and then they had another private area for the men, I guess. It was a bizarre thing. I even thought, let's take a picture, which is illegal, and I'm not posting it. I found out. There's no pictures in bathrooms, okay. That's strange, but a co-ed bathroom is not strange. But anyway, so my pastor friend said, be sure and pick up your feminine products in the men's bathroom. So they actually have men's bathrooms. So I said, I got to find the men's bathroom. So I went to the men's bathroom, and I was just, looking for a sink, and instead I found this dispenser in the men's bathroom. This dispenser will dispense feminine products for men. So, in the state of Washington, they call this menstrual dignity law. It's been passed in the state of Washington, I'm not joking. Every public building, every school, every government office, and yes, airports must stock menstrual products in every male restroom, in every female restroom, and in the gender-neutral restrooms. And the sign does not say for women, oh no, it says for all people. So apparently in Washington, all people menstruate. I did not know this. I missed that class in biology. So here's the deal. This is not about serving a real need. Wake up, America. This is not about serving a real need. What do I mean by that? In all my travels at the age of 62, I've never been in a men's bathroom where another man ran in yelling, somebody help, does anyone have a spare you-know-what? It's not happened. This is about redefining truth until lies sound normal. Listen carefully. All of this is about redefining truth until lies sound normal. It's about social engineering. It's about rewriting language until reality itself is so blurry that kids grow up wondering if truth exists or not. It's comedy come to life. So imagine a 7th grader in Seattle walks into a boys' bathroom at school and sees a women's feminine products bolted to the wall. He's not thinking about biology, he's thinking, has the world lost its mind? And here's the tragic part. When culture denies the laws of nature and nature's God, it always ends up confusing the creator with creation. Paul describes this in Romans chapter 1. He says, they exchanged the truth of God for the lie. And when you trade truth for lies, you don't get freedom, you get confusion. You don't get dignity, you get derision. So friends, if the world can convince us that men menstruate, they can convince us of anything. They will one day convince you to take the mark of the beast. That's where it leads to, this level of deception. And if we as believers can't see through that, then we fall for anything. That's why we don't take our cues from bathroom signs at SeaTac. We take our cues from the Word of God, because truth does not change with policy. It does not wobble based on public opinion. Truth is forever settled, and the same God who settled truth from heaven is still speaking that truth in the world today. I cannot tell you how good it felt when we arrived in West Texas, where men carry guns and not tampons.